Hello, hello, and welcome back. Well, today I am going to show you how to make these cute little booklets that hold stick pins. Okay, so on the last video we made a few stick pins, and we could call that part one. This could be part two. I've got a little place here where I put my pins, and I've got a magnetic closure holding these shut. So these are some of the pins we made on the last video. And I just put these little earring, rubber stopper earring things on the bottom, just so that I know they're not going anywhere. If I send this to someone, it'll stay intact where I want it to. I added a little bit of frou-frou and a flower and some lace. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You need to cut your cardstock at 7 3/4 by 4, and it would be great if your cardstock is double-sided. Okay, so 7 3/4 by 4, and then we're going to score it at these intervals here. All right, so I've cut my cardstock. I think I want this to be the outside because that is just so beautiful. This will be my inside, so that'll be fine. All right, and my score tool. All right, so we're going to score at 3 1/4, so that's right here, and 3 5/8. And then we're going to score at 6 7/8, and then 7 1/4. Okay, so you've got 4 score lines on there. And I'm going to leave that there so you can see it. All right, so we'll go ahead and fold on our score lines. And I'm using this is a pretty heavy cardstock, but it doesn't have to be that heavy. This is just, I just love this Stamperia collection paper. It's so beautiful. All right, so we're going to score here, and I'm going to fold that one in. Hey, Matt Man, hold on, my son's here. Okay, surprise visit. I'm out here in my craft room, and I've got the windows open because it's like 60 degrees. It's so cool and so wonderful, and my son just popped in on me. So anyway, nice little visit. Okay, now we've got this part done. The next thing we want to do is make this part. So this little guy, let me show you sideways. It's a piece of cardstock. Goes over, up, over. So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, and I would say they're probably 1/4 of an inch. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I've cut an additional little piece, and it is 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. So 2 3/4 by 1 1/2, and we're going to score it every 1/4 of an inch. So just every 1/4 of an inch, we're going to, whoa, and get your finger out of the way. It's hard to do it when you get over here on this side. There we go. All right. So you should have 5 score lines, which you're not going to be able to see real good on there, but whichever side is up, this side is up for me. The first fold goes up. The second, if I can get to it, is going to go down. Okay, and then we're going to go, third one will go down. I might have made too many. Fourth one will go over and up. Maybe I don't need that many. Let me see. I don't need that many. Okay, that's okay. So we'll cut 1/4 of an inch, or take 1/4 of an inch off of what you measured. So instead of whatever I said, it's 1 1/4 instead of 1 1/2 or whatever, 1 1/4. So you've got 5 little score lines, and you want it to look like that. You want a mountain in the middle. Okay, does that make sense? And there's the bottom side of it. Now, it would be to your advantage if you poke the hole now. Ask me how I know, because if you wait till later, it's a little harder to do, not impossible. So I'll take one of my, this is one of my stick pins, but this is one of the corsage pins. So it has a sharp edge, and I want to poke a hole. You can use a pokey tool, but a pokey tool is going to give you a bigger hole. You want this hole to be kind of small because you want your stick pin to fit in there tightly so it won't be jiggling around. All right, so I'm just poking in the first flap, And I'm trying to go straight across, but on my first one, I went a little crooked. Let me go back and look at that one and make sure I like where that one came out. I even get it in there now. Yeah, let's go straight across. All right, that'll be good right there. All right, now the holes are there, so it's ready to go. All right, so what we want to do with this is we want to glue this, so make sure we're right side up and all that good stuff. If you've got a right or a wrong, I don't think this one really does. All right, so we're going to take and we're going to glue just this flap and just this flap. That's all you're going to glue down. And we're going to glue it. I usually go just a little below center, but it doesn't matter. That just gives more room up there for my dangles and what have you. You could even go down further here if you wanted to. And as you can see, I just put a little strip of lace across there just because it's pretty. So let us get a piece of lace. I think I've got some right here. And this is my junk box. No, I don't have none there. On this one over here, I just used a piece of flat lace, which is just fine. But I think on this one, I'm going to do something a little different. And I'm going to take this lace that's got the little floral motifs that are so darn cute. It's so cute. Let's see, get the right side. All right. And then I'm going to take some of the Fabrifix. Okay, so I just glued that little piece of lace right there. And now we're ready to add our stick pins. Now this one would match what we're doing here. So I'm just looking under here to find the hole that I poked earlier. Okay, there's the hole. And then I'm going to try to feed it through the other end of the hole. Hopefully I can find it too. Just didn't want my holes to be too big. Okay, so there it is in there. There's one little stick pin. I put the little earring stopper on the bottom to keep it in there. But none of the other ones that I have here really match this paper pad, so I'll have to make two more that will complement. But in the meantime, you know how to do it now. Now we're going to add the magnets. You don't have to add magnets. You could wrap it with a piece of lace or sari silk and tie it if you want to. I just like magnets. Okay, and what I do for my magnets, and I know I've shown you this before in other videos, so I won't take a lot of time with this, but I'm just using these really thin magnets. They are so tiny, but they are super strong. And then I put a little glue around the magnet. I don't usually put it right on top of the magnet, just around it. And then I take a piece of washi tape that hopefully blends pretty well with my paper. Sometimes it doesn't. That one does. Actually, that one blends with that piece of paper very well. So you really don't even see it. It's kind of disguised. It looks like it's part of it. Now, I don't know how well that'll work on the other one. And then for the other one, I take the leftover magnet and let it attach itself to that. So I know that I get the right side to the right side and they're not going to repel each other. And then I put a dot of glue on that magnet, close it where I want it to close, which is right there. And then that little glue dot tells me where this magnet goes. So I take this magnet and I take the glue side and I put it down on that little dot. That way I always know that they're lined up. Now the washi on this side might show a little bit because this side's a little bit lighter, but it's okay because the washi tape's beautiful anyway. This one's got a beautiful butterfly on it right there. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay, now let's see if that works. Ta-da! All right, so now all you've got left to do is to decorate the outside. And you also, if you want to, you can put a pocket on the inside. Just don't make it too bulky because, you know, your stick pins are going to be in here, but we could easily add a pocket. So why don't we do that? Okay, so this is just a leftover piece from this when I cut it out. And I cut it down at about 3 1/8 or whatever you need to fit inside that fold. Don't let it get in the way right there. All right, so if we want to, we don't have to, but if we want to, we can put a little divot in the top just to make it cute. Okay, and then we'll glue that down right there. And since that's all blending in a little bit too well, I think I'll go ahead and ink up this whole thing to make it show up a little better, because the papers are just so beautiful together, but they're all trying to blend. They're blending so well, they're hiding. All right, so I'm going to put some glue around that, and I'm going to add that little pocket right there. Oh, so cute, so cute. All right, now I'm going to ink the rest of it. Okay, so let me show you what I've done. I added the little pocket. I put another strip of lace and another little floral motif. And behind the pocket, I put a couple of little tags. So we can have that in there also. And then there's our magnetic closure. So all that's left to do is decorate the front, which on this one, I put a strip of lace. I put a paper, music paper flower that I made. And then I put this little cluster with a ribbon crimp. Little bitty ribbon crimp. It, you know, folds over and crimps onto. And I just hung a couple of pieces of lace. Same thing here. There's a little ribbon crimp and a few little pieces of vintage lace and some more lace there. So let's see what we want to do to this one. All right, so I just ran my glue down that edge, and I'm going to put this beautiful piece of lace right here. All right, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. And then I found this butterfly in my stash, and I thought that would look pretty cute there, although it's a little bright. So I'm going to tone it down just a little bit with some ink on my, that's still on my ink dauber, if it'll stay. All right, and then I'm going to take a piece of eyelash. Okay, so just got a little round of eyelash yarn or your eyelash fibers or whatever, and I'm going to put a little glue under that side, a little glue under this side. Then I'm going to take my cute little butterfly, and I'm going to put some glue just in the middle of him so that his wings will kind of stay up. All right, I got glue all over that, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. But it needs like a little word or something right there, don't you think? It needs just a little, I mean, it's beautiful, but I think it needs a little something. All right, instead of doing a word, I remembered I have this vintage lace here that's got pearls and it's got sequins. It's very old and very beautiful, and I think that if I put that right there, I just think that'll set it off. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm adding 2 little crystals in the little places on that lace right there. All right, there it is. Which again, on the camera, it just looks so cold and blah blah, but it's such a warm and beautiful color. All right, so here we go. Would make a fantastic gift for someone. You could even put a belly band and a little card on the back if you wanted to, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. And I'm gonna go make 2 more stick pins to match this, and then it'll be good to go when I need a gift for someone. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope I've inspired you to go out and get creative today. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.